William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Library of Legends, a novel by Janie Chang, performed by Emily Wu Zeller. Though the country is broken, hills and streams endure, and in the city spring comes again to trees and grasses. But flowers shed fearful tears, and desolate birds sing the sorrows of parting. Beacon fires have burned for 3 months now, and letters from home are worth 10,000 pieces of gold. From Spring View, by Du Fu, AD 712 to 770. The Journey West. Chapter 1. September 20, 1937. Nanjing, China. The approaching aircraft were too far away for Lian to tell whether they were Chinese or Japanese. A moment later, she didn't need to guess. The spiraling wail of sirens churned the air. Then the bombs began falling, like beads slipping off a necklace. She had been on her way to the train station. She'd gotten off the rickshaw to buy a steamed bun for breakfast. Now she stood outside the bakery as though rooted to the pavement, uncertain what to do. The nearest air raid shelter was 2 blocks away, across from the railway station, its entrance already besieged. Even if she were willing to abandon her wicker suitcase, she would never reach the shelter in time. A strong hand gripped her arm and yanked her through the bakery door. "Get to the back room," the baker growled. But she shook her head and dashed out, struggling back with the heavy suitcase. She had to save her books. Inside, the baker and his wife were throwing damp cloths over trays of buns. He pointed to a storage room built against the back of the kitchen, sacks of flour stacked against one wall. The couple joined 4 small children squeezed together against the sacks. Lian hesitated, then slid her wicker suitcase under a work table. But before she could run to the storage room, a shrill whistling pierced her eardrums, followed by the sound of explosions. The floor shuddered. Next, she heard the sharp, rhythmic report of anti-aircraft guns. There was a roar of sound, and then the world went silent. Lian had left Minghua University early that morning, spending precious coins from her small cash to ride on a rickshaw that jounced its way through congested streets. Rickshaws and hand carts, hand barrows, wagons, and the occasional automobile. Nanjing was evacuating. Every vehicle was piled high with trunks, sacks of food, furniture, and people. Invalids and the elderly, mothers holding children. Their expressions ranged from anxious to stoic. Her own appearance, Lian hoped, signaled maturity and reserve, enough to dissuade the attentions of hawkers, pickpockets, and talkative fellow travelers. She'd pulled her hair into a tight knot, the severe style offsetting her least favorite feature, a small chin that made her seem years younger than 19. At least her navy blue Minghua blazer proclaimed her of university age. The Japanese had yet to bomb the city's outlying districts. Minghua University's campus lay southwest of Nanjing and was a haven compared to the frenzied scene around the railway station. The university had begun emptying bit by bit as nervous parents instructed their children to come home. Lian's home was Beijing, where her mother lived. But Beijing had been taken by the enemy earlier that month. She'd been frantic for her mother's safety until a much-delayed letter arrived. Inside, her mother had tucked in money for Lian's train fare. Beijing was already lost when her mother wrote that letter.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?